The AFC's Pro Bowl kicker from a year ago, Jason Myers, will get us started. And off we go from Seattle. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 22-yard line.
Ready? Yellow lady, yellow lady. Here we go, dude. Here I come again.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Let's go, defense.
From the gun, here's Hill. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Switch. Watch the edge. He's Chris.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's got room. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 40, the 30, 10, 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory. 95 yards. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. CD, let's take a step back and look ahead to the Saints in the playoffs here as they get ready for this next drive. Another double-digit win season for them. What do you think of their prospects come playoff time?
I think they're excellent because Drew Brees is back in form. I got to see him late in the season at home against San Francisco. He's magnificent in that game. Brought them back from down late in the game, gave them a chance to win, put them ahead with less than a minute on the clock. So it wasn't his fault they didn't win that game. He looks like the Drew Brees we expect. But the big reason is their defense. Their defense is as good as there is in the league, rushing the passer, defending against the run, covering everything downfield. Bottom line, though, they are built to win at home in the playoffs. Since Sean Payton's been the head coach, they're 7-4 at home in the playoffs. A lot of people would say, well,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Breeze to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 29 yards, first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a certain...
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Ziggy Ansah able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 83 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
It's a 5-yard pickup that time on what will wind up being the final play of this first quarter. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
On 2nd and goal, Breeze. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next. And rightly so, because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A.J. Klein charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Seahawks back out of the field here, getting set for their next drive. You know, this is a team that great record this year, double digits and wins again, but they have played a lot of close games in 2019, haven't they?
They think it's character building, and they think it's going to serve them well come the cauldron of the playoffs. That when you play those intense games, those close games, they've been there before. Look at them. They beat the Steelers by 2. They beat the Bengals by 1 on opening day. How about the game against the Browns? Just by 4 against them on the road. A field goal better than the Niners in overtime. So they've been there. They understand it. There's an author named Angela Duckworth who wrote a book called Grit a few years ago. Pete Carroll, the head coach, really bought into that and that idea of having a gritty, tough team. And we've seen evidence of it in 2019.
That's a great point, though. Come playoff time, if it's a one-score game down the stretch, they're not going to be daunted. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want them to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think he quarterback as well, and Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson, that's complete into the hands of Carson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. They'll indeed go for him with Wilson. Buying time to his left. And this is incomplete. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a third down pass, and Drew Brees finds him.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Well, let's get back to the playoff picture. We talked about the AFC. Let's look at the NFC. Still, that race starting to come into focus. We know most of the teams, Seahawks, 49ers, Saints, and Packers all in. Vikings in good shape. How do you handicap this race? It seems like anyone can beat anyone. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, 82 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. It's to actually utilize more of a scat.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. On first down, it's Carson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He gets away from one. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They run it with Carson. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd down and goal. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson forced out to his left. Gets it to Gordon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will give them a 12-point lead. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. It's complete to Lockett. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Shy of the 20. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They're really locked in on offense.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 6 yards away. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hold now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then against with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. After the interception, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right. It hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Check 13. Check 13. Slit. Took right.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
12.
Watch the pass. Mike 5-4.
On second and 12, Wilson steps away to his left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On third down, Wilson. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Flush to his right. And it's caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson flush. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Now Wilson dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Breeze. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And give him now 4 interceptions. In this game, that's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
Play action. Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. Wilson's got it complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Here's Wilson to throw. He's got Lockett. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take him to go.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jacob Hollister, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know their playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us, and they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. It could also result in a melee later, though. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. The open man is Smith. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. He'll get 15 and a Saints 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Bridgewater again. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Thomas, the intended target.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
He finds Ursula, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Did you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Wilson. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you would... yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll run. This is Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw again. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already.
Watch the whip.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And a completion to Wilson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go...
And that's caught inside the 30. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down.
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Forced out to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Wide open receiver complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Now Wilson on 1st down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. From the shotgun, Wilson flushed out right. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And they got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
Bridgewater now from the 50. He gets it to Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. Bridgewater. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now Bridgewater. That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll run it with Kamara. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
They'll try and run it here. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and he'll come up empty on the try for 2. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coach,